metrics or whatever. But yeah, what a guy. I think interesting interview for a couple of reasons. Like the whole thing of, oh, we thought we had more time. We were kind of, you know, chilling a little bit, getting a little break, and then all of a sudden I can imagine just being outside and then getting the call, guys, you're playing in 10 minutes and you maybe thought you had like half an hour, so maybe it gets a little bit stressful. But as far as the draft goes, well, if you're out going for a walk, you've probably done your prep. So mainly just a matter of like headspace and how ready the players are. And yeah, he seems very humble about the whole situation, you know. I think to him this is a special moment. These are orgs that he's been a part of Alliance forever, and this was an iconic matchup for years, so reliving some past memories probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's just happy to be here to play, so that's really cool.
And they decide to do this little bit of a switcheroo, which I think is pretty cool, of taking the Bat Rider and putting it here in the safe lane. You know, you talk about the sort of olden days, and it used to be that people would switch up lanes. Usually it wasn't by this much, but it seems like a really good matchup for the Underlord too, or rather for the Bat Rider against the Underlord. Potential to kill him as the levels get up there. Yeah,
I am wondering that this is very uncharacteristic, specifically because Bat, when it's played as a core, is mostly played mid because this hero is very acceleration dependent and it gets a ton out of the levels in terms of farming speed. The last time I've seen a Bat Rider in the safe lane, I don't know how many years we're talking here. Like, this has been a very long time since I've seen a core safe lane Bat.
Snowball to get away, but Desire draws first blood, taking down Puppey. We saw him with a little squishy thing that had a puppy on it. They're going to crush Puppey. That's what they're saying.
Jesus.
You remember?
Yeah, I remember. It was about 2 minutes ago. Boom.
Frank pushback. Cookies him in. Not what they were anticipating, I don't think. So, boom.
He's dead.
Gonna be done. And Zayat's also taking a good little chunk of damage there.
So I'll say, speaking of not expecting, there's absolutely no way Navi expected this Bat Rider to be safe lane, right? Like, this has to have been a complete curveball, especially because it's the same players playing the heroes as if they were to put the lanes normally. So definitely something here for Navi to adjust to that they might not have expected. I will say putting Bat Rider safe lane like this is a very high risk, high reward kind of thing, where imagine he doesn't win his lane. Now you have a safe lane Bat, the enemy offlaner is farming, you're under-leveled, but when things go well, this hero can snowball favorable matchups in any of the three lanes very hard, and the Underlord matchup is very good on paper, so far so good. Oh, Puppey's actually in trouble again up top.
Good damage down bottom as well. Boom, very low, but will be able to get away. It looks like Puppey not so lucky from Desire.
Desire, so far in this tournament, he's 4-0 on Hoodwink. This could be the 5-in-a-row streak. Laning together with Skylark's Beastmaster. This is a very powerful lane, and they're off to a very hot start. Some harassment now going on to Yoragi. Should be able to stand his ground with his level 3, but they're going to just run him down.
Double boars. Yoragi thought he was going to be able to get away, but no such luck. And, I mean, yeah, with Puppey having to walk back? Is that right?
Look at Skylark's inventory, by the way.
Yeah,
11 cool. All attributes on Beastmaster. He's got the diadem and 5 branches. Just full-on focus on the stats.
Wow, they're going to make
big damage.
Can they do enough to kill him? Yes, they will. Zayats, though, getting hit by the Warpine Raider. They managed to bring him down there, and now Desire making another move in towards mid, seeing if he can help out Nande. But as Puppey did save his TP, wait a minute, is they going all the way over for this? Takes the water run, and now Nande, he's kind of in no man's land.
Should be okay here, I think.
Yeah. In a good enough position.
Yeah. Now, this is the other side of the matchup that we were talking about with putting Bat safe lane, is that they wanted the Dragon Knight against Pango mid. I think on paper this matchup is pretty even, but I'm assuming what Alliance were looking for with this was to get a fast high level on the Dragon Knight and get him super farmed.
Right.
To try to truly carry the game from this position. In the given matchup against Shadow Fiend, if Dragon Knight is meaningfully over-leveled, he can out-farm the SF. And, you know, mid's the way to do it. He's going to get a way faster level 6, and he can also obviously start pressuring the tower and do standard Dragon Knight things. But I do feel like Nande's more likely to play a greedier approach just as a carry player and focus a lot on himself rather than pressuring towers.
Another seed shot. They're not going to go for it. Yeah, well, I was wondering about that too. DK right now, he's saving 2 points. as BZM will manage to kill off that creep eventually. And also going to lose a courier. No, Kadaro able to keep his alive. What's Dragon Knight thinking about right now? Why is he saving these 2 points here?
Oh, good question. He's putting one... Okay, he's killed them now. So one more Breathe Fire, one more Worm's Wrath. Maybe he was considering when it was time to get more points into the Worm's Wrath for farming speed.
Okay.
Because there is a world where he could go something like 1 or 2-1-2 here and focus a bit more on that farm from the cleave. But he will put more points into Breathe Fire. Doesn't really have the best way of regaining mana as it stands on the DK here with 2 braces and boots. Not a lot of fire left to breathe, but...
Shards.
See,
Skylark.
Trouble.
They missed that raise, though, and that's going to be enough to keep Skylark alive. And in fact, maybe they can even go for more. Yuragi needs to hit a long raise. It's not off cooldown, though. And so axes get thrown. They're kiting this Shadow Fiend, and the Boars
Acorn
keep
shot.
the hits on Goman. Trying to move on in. Desire looking for one last hit. He's going to get it. The double kill. This man is good on Hoodwink.
They are really pulling far ahead now. Boom is in trouble, but
oh wow,
Bat Rider and are going to force the snap TP.
And
Kadaro doesn't give a crap. He's just diving it.
Ready to keep this movement going. Chase a couple more hits. They'll have the sticky napalm on him, and that's going to be enough for the kill. Now the clap comes through. They're even going to drop the lasso. 9-1 Alliance just dismantling Na'Vi here.
I'm getting flashbacks to the TI3 finals, Gabe. Every game was a stomp, and it was about who had IO. But who's going to be the IO of this series?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Ench? Is it Bat? We'll see. In all fairness, the 5th game of that finals was very exciting. I just remember every other game was like 20-25 minutes, and IO just owned every game. But I mean, the reason this reminds me of that is that this early game is very one-sided. There's no need to sugarcoat it. Alliance are just absolutely owning Na'Vi at every turn. The only thing for Na'Vi that looks somewhat okay is that mid lane of DK against Pango, but that's also an expected draw.
Right.
Like, so you haven't really shown anything impressive in any of the lanes just yet as Na'Vi. Let's see if they make a move here. Puppy with level 6.
Does have roar on
Pango
Skylark, but with the roll coming through, there's no way that they can get anything off there. This, from BZM, is the nice move that they want to see.
Yeah, need to activate him to solve the problems in the side lanes. He kind of has to put out some fires, and that's the first move. The shards plus Pango is a really cool dynamic.
Right.
Of just isolating a hero in there and then keeping them stunned with the Pango, and they prevent Skylark from ever getting off the roar and maybe resetting there.
So one thing that does stand out to me, though, is that this was like very much a structured early drafting win that we got from Alliance. I want to see how they start getting into the mid game. Can they keep up this type of momentum once the laning stage breaks down? Do you think that they need to play a fast tempo lineup from Alliance, or can they kind of like rest on their laurels a little bit and just sort of passively try and choke them out of the map?
I think the way it works with a lot of tempo lineups in Dota in general is that you don't have to feel rushed to do stuff all the time. It's about doing it when you have the meaningful advantage. So, for example, let's say they just kept running at a tower mid right now without success. They don't have to brute force something to that extent. It's more about getting the hits in when you have your power spikes, right?
Okay.
So let's say Dragon Knight gets this armlet. Maybe you want to take a fight around that because he's super strong, or Beastmaster in this case just got his Helm of the Dominator, so he's a nice friend to play with right now. I think the obvious move for Alliance now is to try to find a roar play top with Desire plus the Ench. Maybe going through the gate, just dive that tower, kill SF, and take it. Because Desire's level 6 already on the Hoodwink from that awesome laning stage they had up there. So they definitely could find quite a bit of success there. You look at the enemy supports on Na'Vi, they're both level 4. So definitely that would probably be my play of choice. Either way, Mobe has mech on Bat.
Oh yeah, let's go. Dude, it's back!
Okay.
The old classic. You remember when mids used to build mech?
When did Bat buy mech?
Well, Shadow Fiends did. Well, that was a long time ago.
If mid Bat bought mech, it was because Fata was playing Bat. But Fata bought mech on every hero. So
Mobe takes off the mask.
Know,
it's Fata!
This one's unusual. He's gonna go Greaves. And that, to me, the thing you were talking about with timing, that tells me that Alliance has a minute in mind here, right?
Yeah.
If your bat is going this build...
Oh, but this one is pretty rough. If you get caught out like this, Skylark just a little bit too far away, and that is not what you want to see.
Yeah. This is so important for Na'Vi that they're the first ones to make this move, because if they don't do this, in 30 seconds, the dive is coming the other way. You see, Kidaro was already ready to gate. Desire is in position up top, but they just got caught off guard there by the Underlord ulti. So nice play from Boom to connect and overwhelm there.
Can still make this move, obviously, as Alliance. As the Beastmaster has a pretty quick respawn. They're going to immediately go up and try and take this tower. Roche is down bottom, so they would probably wait for the 15-minute mark to go for that. Instead, just going to pressure this tier 1 here. And of course, does have the nice little Arsonist facet as well. They dropped really quickly on that tower.
Yeah. Level 4 Napalm with Arsonist can quickly stack up some nice damage on the tower, and they're immediately going to head down bot and continue farming on Mobe. All right, do you want to do a little prediction game here?
Will Desire die?
We'll see. Nope, not that one.
Okay.
What's he buying after Mech on bat, or after Greaves?
Pipe.
Okay, I was going to...
Run.
Kisses.
The old roar and run. Desire wanting to stop it from happening, but they won't be able to. Now, a shot, a pushback. 4 heroes still here. Puppey getting chased down. They have Lasso ready. Can't quite get in range.
Good Requiem. Puppey's going to die here, but... All right, he probably shouldn't have TP'd. And by probably, I mean definitely not.
What's your answer? What's your thought process?
I'm thinking Mech, or excuse me, Pipe is obviously amazing against the Dire lineup, but I don't know. Do you buy it over Blink? Like, do you need this way of setting up the fight so you don't fully rely on the Beastmaster? I don't know. I mean, with Beastmaster going Helm of the Overlord, he could also get Pipe next, right?
That's true.
That's been the standard build we've seen from Beast. So if Bat is buying it, what will Beast go? Like, what's the more natural thing? I'm just brainstorming here because this is so unusual, right? Like, there's no frame of reference for this. So, if Beast goes Pipe, Bat can get utility items that allow them to catch. If Bat goes Pipe, Beastmaster should scale with something like an Ags, I guess, right? Yeah. So which one is better? Which one fits the timing Alliance is going for better? I personally think Bat should get Blink and Beast should get Pipe, because then that's when they want to win the game, probably. But we'll see.
I mean, as Bat, you could also go like Greaves BKB or something too.
Yeah,
if you want.
BKB is another option for sure. That's also a way of setting up reliable lassos and having teamfight impact.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the Na'Vi lineup, it's not like their heroes are that fast necessarily.
Right.
You can probably find a Shadow Fiend or an Underlord relatively easily with just a BKB if you have a bit of move speed.
The other thing is like BKB lassoing the Roland Pango.
Yeah, that too. It's great against Pango.
Well, nonetheless, Na'Vi gonna retreat back to their stacks, lick their wounds a little bit, and try and cut into this lead that's been built up. Again, 4,000 gold into the favor of Alliance. They have been nursing this lead, and I will say, with these tempo lineups, if you lose 1 or 2 fights, 1 or 2 heroes, it definitely could start turning on its head. Gonna have to be careful about their positioning and how they decide to make this work. Blink Dagger's the choice for the DK after the armlet, flying out to him right now. And it looks like Bat does have that Blink queued up next.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I feel like there's a potentially very scary time coming in for Na'Vi just about now with the DK Blink reveal. If they find a good pick with this. Oh, Kidaro's baiting. He wants them to go on him. He has 3 in the heal. They're not going to fall for it, but maybe Nande will still find a Blink Stone onto BZM. Never mind, he's going off to the right.
And
they see that smoke, though.
They know that Boom is right here. Desire could be the one that breaks it if they step just a bit too far forward. This ward giving better vision for Na'Vi up on the cliff. But looks like for now they're not going to mess with it too much. And yeah, you can see that Alliance, they're willing to fight, but they want to take the right fight. Yeah. That smoke up, they're going to back away a bit.
It actually looks like Mobe isn't finishing the Greaves.
Really?
He'll buy the dagger. He has the gold for Greaves now, so if he wanted them, he would have bought them now. So it seems to be a little bit of a change of plans here. Diffusal.
They miss the scatter blast, getting pushed around. It's enough for a kill. Now stun comes out. They drop the gate, immediately trying to run away. Mobe is in trouble. Caught for a moment, roar on to Puppey. The Tusk is going to die. Now they get the lasso to the side, but the damage coming in, it's too much from Zayats. Alliance, they lose 2-4-1. Meanwhile, Hoodwink is on the top side, pretty separated from the squad.
Yeah, are they still looking for it? Looks like Nande wants to go in on the Shadow Fiend, but they need some serious backup if they want to try to pull this one off.
Need to find
Na'Vi have good formation. They're offering up the Underlord. They're not going to go on this one. I think that's just going to be the end of this play.
Don't have kisses, though, worth noting. So you could potentially think about taking Roshan now with Skylark, and it looks like that is going to be the call.
Now Mobe will have the blink. So the unfortunate nature of that fight for him was that he had 2,000 dead gold, right? He was so close to an item, but he didn't have it. There is a new fight breaking out. The blink will be available. Lasso in 30. And yeah, Roche, very quick. They have the rally. Will he get another rally off before the troll dies? I'm struggling to click on it. I actually couldn't select it. All right, well, anyway.
They don't need it. They got the big creep.
Yep. Down she goes. Aegis for Skylark. All right.
Interesting.
Beastmaster can... Yeah, and he will go for the Ags with the bat going blink.
Dragon form popped.
Na'Vi getting a pretty solid trade here, getting the mid-tier 1 tower and some good gold on the map, so now only 2k the lead.
Well, they will have double blink daggers. On the side of Na'Vi, we obviously have...
Oh, Nande. He's completely alone.
Nobody nearby to help at all.
Oh, wow. He was not expecting that whatsoever. He thought they left after taking the tower, but until they show in another lane, they could be literally anywhere.
Yeah, this is the tough one. I mean, this is what we talked about, right? Like, you have a really good lane setup, you've got position, you sort of are prepared to, you know, win those lanes and then come out of it. But then in the mid game, it feels like Na'Vi are just making some really good moves, undercutting and finding these pickoffs. It's slowing down that death ball that's coming from Alliance.
Yeah, I think in particular the couple of kills they found on Beastmaster were very, very important. This was the kind of game where Skylark could just take it over with the early game Hoodwink gave him in the off lane. But yeah, they're finding the right targets. This to me though is just a full-on blunder, right? Like Dragon Knight dying that way is... I'm pretty sure Nande feels quite bad about that one. There were 5 enemy heroes missing. They just took that tower and he just waltz up and starts farming it like they couldn't be there anymore.
For a second, I thought that was Snapfire with a mech as well as the Underlord, but that's definitely not true. So, they are grouping together now on Alliance, running up high ground. Skylark, the one up front with the Black Dragon. Creep. They have another rally troll, and the tier 2 tower is starting to fall.
Oh my god, that rally with the drums?
Yeah.
Good thing Shadow Fiend can take care of that rather swiftly, or that tower was falling in 5 seconds, but they're going to keep going with the dragon. It's a glyph.
Still dropping lower. A bigger dragon shows up now. And are they going to take those creeps? Doesn't look like it. They're instead just going to try and pressure this down further.
The thing about this is, Na'Vi aren't being particularly efficient because, yes, they're defending their tower, but they're defending it with 4 heroes, of which only 2 are really needed.
Yeah.
They needed the glyph there, and they needed the Shadow Fiend to raise off the creeps. And now, instead, in the meantime, they could have probably found a bit more farm on the map. Only Boom was farming on the Underlord, but that's also very natural for him because he can just fiend skate to any sort of fight that breaks out. And, well, the push is now over up there, but Skylark's just like, all right, let's try somewhere else. Let's see if they have the defense down bottom, and the answer is a resounding no from Na'Vi.
They're still in mid, though. Have to be pretty careful about their positioning here.
All right. Easy tower.
Yuragi shows on the wave. Can't do much of anything there. 20-minute mark. Could think about trying to steal a Tormentor. But Alliance instead going to back up and start getting their farm on around the rest of the areas of the map.
Is this build on Desire common?
I'm not sure.
0 points in Scurry. I don't know, I feel like it's such an insane value point that I'm actually very surprised to see him go 4-4-0. Maybe this is his standard way of playing this. But that one is a little...
Yeah, whatever it is, it's
I mean,
working.
he hasn't died, so, you know, he hasn't needed the scurry for survival, at least. Anyway, that's a shard for the Snapfire, so Zayat's with the Empowered Fire Snap Cookie now. Very nice for wave clear, a little bit of extra damage in the fights. There's some cool plays where you can cookie the Pango or the Tusk.
Well, and, you know, at the 20-minute mark, they get that. It was also at the cost of losing that Tier 2 tower mid.
Yep.
Alliance regrouping, going to start pressuring out the top side, and likely take the Tier 2 tower here as Batrider is going for the pipe and finishing off the Greaves first. I think that's full Greaves coming over. I mean, this timing that they'll have when you have the second Aegis feels like it's the one where you're really trying to put like serious structural damage in there. And as far as what Na'Vi have, do you think that they are going to have the tools to stand up to it?
Yeah, I think so. They just finished a Crimson Guard now on the Underlord. Their SF is making some nice progress. You're close to an Axe on BZM's Pango. I mean, if this is the status quo in 10 minutes, I think it's still an even game. I don't feel like either team will pull significantly ahead from that. I'm going to see a shard in the hands of Alliance here. We'll go to Kadaro, so he'll have the Sprunk. A nice shard for the Ench with 3 points in Impetus currently.
5,000 gold lead, and that Beastmaster Ag's just about completed.
Yeah. Curious to see what they do with that. Is it fighting time? Are you going to try to... I mean, what can you even force? Like you said, there's only Tier 2 tower left top.
Yeah.
Maybe look for some sort of a smoke play.
I mean, I do feel like already getting some of that vision down. They have one ward in a pretty good spot, but trying to take over the area where you know Roche is going to be seems like a decent option. And then just hope that you can...
It's just so long.
Yeah.
Right? Your Aegis just expiring. You're looking at least 2.5 minutes for the Roche.
Right.
But you can also keep farming. Like, I'm not concerned for Alliance's ability to win this late game either. Ench scales really well. Hoodwink scales really well. As a support, it doesn't look like Desire is going for the Gleipnir, though, despite getting Atos first. He will go for Force Staff.
I mean, I think that there is a window here to try and find some pickoffs if they want to do it, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
Yeah. Zayat's probably dead to rights here, but if it's just him, it's not the end of the world for Na'Vi here. Just get the hell out of there.
Gate in?
Were they trying to save him with that, or...?
Well, BZM was nearby, so maybe there was a thought that they could potentially turn the fight around, but...
Yeah, that... Good thing he didn't go through that gate.
Right.
That was not...
It's a good thing they didn't come through the gate.
They would have entered into a 2v4.
Yeah. Well, 12-7. And Diffusal Blade done. Bay is actually going to see that this camp has been farmed out. Gives them a little bit of an inkling that something could be going on.
Lasso.
Unfortunately, BZM can play that one perfectly fine because knows that there's no lasso. And Skylark walks across.
Yeah, he's hoping to steal away some farm from SF, but he's too late. It's already being taken here by Yuragi.
Yeah, both squads not wanting to give up anything. I mean, I think that they both know that the pivotal fight of this game is coming up, and they don't want to lose out any potential advantage that they have right before this one comes in. And as you said, you've got good scaling on Alliance, so there isn't a pressure to make a move at this point.
It is a question how much this Silver Edge is going to matter, though, for Yuragi. Obviously, targeting Nande with that one to break him, but there's also a BKB coming his way within not too long. He seems to have a very good, nice scan. Very nice scan. Will avoid that gank entirely. Mobe will back off as well. He will very cautiously push out the lane just with spells here, and failed attempt from Na'Vi. Not going to give them anything. Except this aggressive ward. Maybe that will pay off later.
You can see that the creeps of the Beastmaster are pushing in bottom lane. They have to come and contend with that. Could go for the kill on the Dragon if they want at this point. But I think it's just going to get out of there scot-free. So Roche capable of respawning right now. 1 minute 15 seconds before it is actually up. And you got to imagine that Na'Vi are going to at least want to be over in this area to contest it a little bit.
I'll kill the Dragon there with Yuragi.
They are under a ward right now. Some of Alliance up in that triangle area. But everybody from Na'Vi gathering together. The Skylark. Gonna farm this up. Waiting for that Blink Dagger to come online. BKB done on DK.
Yeah, triple blink. And 1 Force Staff on the Hoodwink should make for ample opportunity to initiate for them, but at the same time, it's a ton of net worth just to throw that way. You don't have the same beef, you know, a lot of Beastmasters who would probably have gone for a different item that gives them more sustain, like a BKB, where you can just walk into the fights and be super strong with your drums. Considering Bat and DK already have blinks, I kind of feel like this is a bit overkill on the side of Alliance, that 2 daggers would probably cut it. And then you could have chosen, all right, does Bat not get one or does Beast not get one? But
right.
I don't know about both. Well, it's Roche time. Na'Vi should realize this is happening.
And the other thing is Yuragi and amplified damage and bottle.
Yeah, that's something. He
stuff.
doesn't have any immunity, though.
Yeah.
If he does get caught, they have to fully rely on Snowball or the Cookie to get him out of trouble. And if there's one thing Alliance has, it's initiation, so...
I mean, Underlord also just got the full GG Boots aura, too. So Crimson,
yeah.
Greaves, they are really hard to kill. If there is a Snowball, it would be the perfect save. Dragon form in 10. Desire shoves out the wave, while Zayats tries to do the same. Skylark, they blink away on BZM. Failed initiation so far now. Atos out, can't quite connect there with a bushwhack. They pop Dragon form. They're gonna need to get something going here in a moment. Jump forward, find him. Zayat's caught, can they bring him down in time? Yes. Now for Na'Vi, do you want to keep this fight going? Need to be careful about this one. Sapphire buys back into the game. They get control. They find the Tusk and they blow him up in time. He gets the snowball off for the moment, but immediately dies after the fact. But so does the Beastmaster. BZM tearing up this fight now as they drop down the kisses. Greaves back away, trying to survive.
Too deep there, I think. BZM.
Nande. BZM still looking okay.
BKB, okay.
They back. That's the amp damage. So no Underlord, no Tusk. A buyback from Snap. But Beastmaster is gone.
Yeah. Alliance might want to take it easy now with Dragon Form expiring and wait for the next one.
A big battle for Roche. They need all their heroes to make this one work. Although Batrider is going bottom right now. I think he shows on the wave. I mean, did Na'Vi feel comfortable just going in and taking Roche now? It's too scary, surely.
Maybe they're going to go for it. Looks like they're definitely planning something, but...
I mean...
Alliance have a pretty decent way of getting vision. They can send in an Overlord creep for info. They can send in an Ench creep for info. So far, they seem a little bit... They seem like they're not really concerned that Na'Vi are doing it, and they're kind of calling the bluff here.
They sent in 1 creep, and Kadaro saw them walk away. So maybe feeling like they're safe enough.
So he's checking again.
Yeah, and 29 minutes, I think for Alliance... Whoa, they go Dragon Form again. Are they...
They saw Nande
They saw him go through the gate! Okay, now they come back through again. Things got weird. Things got really weird, and now they get a BZM caught! Roared, dead! The snowball too far away, and the lasso doesn't stop it anyways. At the pipe completed on to the Batrider. They are going to bring BZM back in. Alliance, they're going to back out.
I mean, this is a totally clean disengage, potentially.
Force Staff Desire, he is caught, though. So they're going to be a dead Hoodwink. And now, actually, the DK finds a great angle on all of these heroes. but not wanting to go all the way in. Puppey, this might be a death for him, although he manages to get out. Skylark shows up, but the Requiem comes in just in time, interrupting that fight as well. Yuragi starting to get beaten into. They need to take down this Shadow Fiend. It's only the Enchantress hitting him. They do a good chunk of damage, and Nage jumps in again!
Oh, that snowball!
The snowball save is there, and the Dragon Form wears off, but they got what they came for. They take down at least one. Can they get any more? Yuragi hiding away in this fight. The damage out is pretty insane. Yuragi stand talls and delivers. They don't have enough left in the tank now, Desire. They end up snowballing, pulling in more. On the hunt, finding him there. Broken hit, but not killed. What an insane fight here as Desire is going to end up being brought down for the dieback. 4 dead for a very long time now.
I think you hit the nail on the head in that fight, to be honest. They were just not on the same target, right? For the side of Alliance. They do so much damage, but it's to 4 different heroes. All of Na'Vi are surviving on like 15, 20%. DK is on one guy while Beastmaster's on another guy and Bat is on a third guy.
Skylark? Oh my god, this roar! And then the stomp, but it pushed Yuragi away! That's not what they needed, no! They needed to get Yuragi. Oh, and the tip's coming. And now Roche taken. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, this should be a Roche for Na'Vi as well. So this game has just completely flipped on its head. That was such a big moment of opportunity for Alliance, and I genuinely feel like if you replay that fight and you just look at their target selection. Oh, hang on.
BZM, they're hunting. They have to get something. They gotta get something. They're not getting anything. It's all falling apart now. The shards block him off. Ande caught, rolled in the shards, absolutely devastated. At this 31-minute mark, all momentum has been gone as Alliance run in 1 by 1.
This is a 10,000 gold swing in 2 minutes. Na'Vi have completely turned the game around, and these couple of extra moves that Alliance made are even extra salt in the wound. They were already losing that top fight horribly, and now it's just even worse with these moments of opportunity that they feel like they have, just misjudging how much output they really have here. Lasso into Dragon Tail, but DK does still not have a true damage item. He has a Crystallis. With a Daedalus there, maybe you're looking at a different story. Maybe you can kill him in time, but Underlord always going to be that X factor coming in and protecting. And that's, yep, that's the end of that exchange. Alliance, what are you going to do now? Aegis on the side of Na'Vi. They've got a couple of additional key items showing up to the next fight. Now there's the Lincolns on the Pango, SFS Daedalus, he's got half a Satanic. It really does feel like, oh my goodness, yeah. Talk about falling off a cliff. It really feels like that Roche fight was Alliances to win, and all it takes is for them to all go on Shadow Fiend at the same time.
Yeah.
But then they went on the Tusk with the Beastmaster. He did kill him, but it was a 1-for-1 trade, which is really not great when your Beastmaster's this far ahead on net worth to trade him for just the 5 Tusk. And Shadow Fiend just got to survive that fight for way too long. You were pointing out Kidara was hitting him as the only one for a good 15 seconds on the edge. Imagine somebody else could connect on that. Even a Hoodwink might have been enough.
Right.
But, yeah, just not really on the same page in that fight, and Na'Vi did protect their heroes just as much as they needed to.
Skylark gets caught by a scan. That's a painful one. And Skylark now realizing what's going on will get the roar onto the Lincolns, and more trouble. Can sense the frustration in this moment as all of that early lead evaporates. Now staring down a really rough Aegis for 3 more minutes on Yuragi.
With 50 seconds on the Beastmaster, they could just go high ground. The only thing you need to be concerned with here is not getting lassoed into too bad of a position on your Shadow Fiend, but you have the Tusk who can probably help you out.
Look at the damage.
Look at Puppey's positioning as well. He's actually just standing in front of the SF like a full-on bodyguard. If Puppey gets lassoed, it's whatever. He'll happily take that. Alliance, well, might just be conceding this lane. No defense mounted without the Beastmaster, so Alliance first to lose some real estate now.
Gonna lose a lot of it, as a matter of fact. They're going right on over to the other one.
Pushes fast with this facet.
Well, and no big chances here at all. Oh, they're out on the map. Maybe Puck can break a TB. Oh wait, that's the wrong ear, sorry. as Na'Vi going to take the buildings. And hard to deal with this one. I mean,
are they just getting mega? Hello?
Yeah, nobody's moving in for it. I mean, nobody wants to go first. They're going to cliff the wave. They reveal themselves, and then they get the lasso.
All right, that's good.
That is what you need to start it with. Will they be able to find any more now? One time
They're
down.
getting mega in the meantime. I mean, this is just too late, right?
It's not good enough. Yuragi pulled out. Mega creeps are now on the docket. And roll out. They're getting out of trouble. Boom. They jump in. Try and boom them. Get some good damage onto them. Batrider has to back away. With all the Crimsons, the Greaves, everything else, Boom looks pretty fine. But they have used a lot of their aura items. It's just, there's no chance.
I can't believe it. They kill one Beastmaster, and they get megas. 30 minutes in. From a 50-second death timer on the Beastmaster up top, Alliance just mounted no defense whatsoever and just gave them the entire base. How are you possibly meant to come back now? Like, I understand fighting without your Beastmaster is hard. I think he respawned in the middle of the mid push.
Yeah.
He was dead for the top set, but you can't just concede the entire base. This is way worse than taking a fight that you lose and then calling GG, because now you're just playing for, I don't know, a 2% chance instead of like maybe a 20% defense or 25. This is ugly. I genuinely don't know why Uncle Gaben gives them 9% here. This looks insurmountable. You're Megad, you're against Underlord, who can just make rat plays at any point in time.
When did he become Uncle? It's a new one for me there. I like it. Well, 37 minutes coming up, and they are going to gate all back together after pushing out the waves. And really, it is just a sort of death formation for them. I mean, if Na'Vi want to, they can wait for another Aegis. You've got, what, 3 minutes until it's capable of respawning, but also can kind of just keep things moving a little bit. Batrider still eyes on a Crimson Guard after finishing the pipe. Which definitely means that all the damage right now is coming from this DK and the Beastmaster.
Yeah, and that's, I think this is maybe something to think back on with this game in terms of itemization strategy. We talked about Bat going for this build. That's one thing. But should your Hoodwink also not go for Gleipnir then, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about they're missing a little bit of damage. I think, and if you look at Alliance's inventories, they spent like a total of a 5-digit amount of gold on just probably a little bit too much utility. Triple Blink. Then they have the Force Staff on the Hoodwink. They have Pipe Greaves on Bat.
Right.
Maybe it's a little bit too much of a good thing.
Lincoln's is popped again as Na'Vi step inside of the base. We're looking for a pick-off. Could not find an easy one. But are just going to head up.
The way of catch, but, well, if SF gets to hit for a little bit.
That's pretty nice for them. Nade pops Dragon for Skylark out in the jungle. Farming away. They find one, pull him back in. Skylark gonna TP back in now. Zayats.
He's not even dying?
Rorg is there. Zayats does eventually go down. Yuragi hits. Hitting pretty hard, but not hard enough yet. They end up losing another as Skylark getting rolled on here and going to die. Desire up on the top side, then taken out by creeps. They barely keep alive Puppy, who's up there on the top side, but buildings can fall. And, well, BZM does get hit there for a moment. He's still able to walk this one off. At the end of the day, they're still just not killing heroes. Nande, stun, Pit of Malice down, throws a few more right clicks. And a buyback comes from Skylark, which should signal for Na'Vi to retreat back again.
Yep, they're just building more and more advantage. This makes it even easier to win the game now. If you find a pick on the Beast, you know he can't come back to the fight. And as you mentioned, Roche not far off, so early respawn in 45. We'll see if Na'Vi want to wait for it, or...
She got Gleipnir. There you go.
Yeah, it's just, again, the order.
Okay.
Right? How valuable was the Force Staff on Hoodwink this game? When you buy Triple Blink on your team, you're kind of... you're taking the angle of we want to be the ones initiating and getting the jump and snowballing the fight, but somebody has to kill.
Yes.
Your carry is a Dragon Knight who bought Daedalus' 4th item, so he wasn't doing that much damage. I genuinely feel like that top Roche fight is... I mean, it already came back to bite them, but there were a couple of ways of winning that. One was with different itemization, one was with different target selection, but unfortunately for Alliance, they botched both of them. And Na'Vi should just be able to coast this one to victory. Another Roche and it's over.
Right.
So what's Alliance going to do? Are they going to try to smoke out and find them and get an encounter before the Roche happens, or are they just going to try to defend high ground against Aegis #3 on the Shadow Fiend, who they struggle to kill even once?
I mean, I think there is some sort of put it all onto Nande's back, as he has this rapier queued up right now, and that...
It's the right item to go for sure. Need some heroics here. What could he... I mean, he could sell his armlet and almost have it now, actually.
Desire gets hit. 4-staff,
That's
but a
big
huge
crit. 1500. He does not have buyback.
Oh, that's a problem. They also have AC on the Pango. Enchantress getting chased.
Cliff. He has the rapier. Sold the armlet.
Okay. Surprise rapier, always good. No dragon form for 30 though, and now it's not a surprise anymore. Ready to jump in, wanting to find Yuragi, wanting to find anybody. Nande, can he get some hits in? The Ancient is exposed. He's getting used. The rapier, he's not even going to get to punch anybody with it. BKB out, wants to hit, but GG is called. That is going to do it as Na'Vi take this. Oh my God, it's by choice. That's such a great line. I love that. As we're smoked out and heading out across the map for both of these two teams. Oh, was that an ROTK voice line used too? Holy moly. It's all coming back together.
Gotta love that Jiao. Yeah, I think looking at the lineups here, I think a lot of what the panel was talking about rings true with me as well. You're looking at a Na'Vi lineup that has really strong pairings of a lot of options for skirmishes and a lot of ways to find meaningful kills. If the laning stage for Alliance doesn't go too well, I'm a little bit worried about pacing in this one. Playing the mid Shaker against Queen of Pain should be a pretty tough lane for Mobe, I think, overall. If BZM plays this as aggressively as possible, I'm expecting him to win that lane, at least by a somewhat decent margin. And then it's a matter of can Alliance replicate what they did in the first game in the top lane? Because they did such a good job getting the first few kills. Puppy on the Tusk died twice in the first four minutes, I believe it was.
Right.
If they can somehow slow that down and get off to a good start, and then at the same time secure Nande bot, it's definitely easy to understand the path for either team to victory here. But if you want to look at ease of execution, I am a little bit worried for Alliance's mid-game timing here, where if Shaker's game isn't great, you're really relying on the Centaur popping off, like Lizard was saying, right? If Skylark's game isn't the best, you're approaching a 15-20 minute mark where I just think Na'Vi have all the plays in the world, and Alliance will be playing on the back foot, and that's not how they've been playing when they've been winning. They caught off.
Yeah, nowhere to go, is already leveled up. And without a waveform, do they have enough to kill off this Morph lane? A lot of HP, but in the end, one last hit. Puppy draws first blood. So Morphling gonna have to TP back out to lane. Frustrating start, I'm sure, although they do get the bounty rune.
They got 4. Okay. So honestly, net worth-wise, this is advantage Alliance. Getting 4 bounties is a really good start for them. Sure, Morphling dies, that kind of sucks. The first blood gold going to Puppy is probably the best case scenario for Alliance. Way rather see that for them than having it on the Primal Beast to have a better lane bot. So, all in all, I think Alliance are probably relatively happy with this.
Well, and definitely a situation where we have seen, you know, little metas evolving, and I think that in terms of like, if we're looking at the stocks of heroes, Queen of Pains to me feels like it's going up. I think this hero has like so much just, it enables so many of those plays that you're talking about, right? Like if a Primal runs around, Quap connects with him, easy kill on almost anybody in the game, it feels like. Same type of situation with like a Tusk, a Snapfire, like there's a lot of avenues for BZM to really get involved in this one, and see how he does.
And there is something to be said as well for the Quap versus Morph matchup. I don't know if they really touched on it much on the panel because it was the last pick from Navi, the Queen, but that matchup I find to be quite double-edged. It's a really nice target for Morph to turn into because it gives him the blink mobility in the fights and the quick blink scream, turn into yourself and then finish the kill. But at the same time, Queen of Pain in the current meta is probably also the single heaviest burst hero you can possibly have when you go for the Dagon build, especially if we see BZM go for the route that we saw at Xantic do on the Queen of Pain the other day with, what was it? He had Dagon, Kaya, Veil.
Yeah.
Just as much amp as you could possibly imagine. Morph can just get blown out of the fight instantly by this one hero. So Nande has to be careful the entirety of the game if Queen is off to a good start now. This mid lane is looking good for Shaker so far. It's entirely possible that my read on this matchup is a little bit outdated. So I'm curious to see and maybe learn something here about this. So far it's a draw.
They did pick it into the Shaker, though, worth noting.
Right, and to me that made a ton of sense, and I was expecting BZM to do well in the lane, but it might be, you know, a mixture of things where it's like, yeah, this lane, they maybe know that it's kind of a draw, but then they're looking at the big picture of, we want this big artillery mid-hero that's going to combine with our Tusk and our Primal Beast.
Right.
And a way to kill Morph. So. But we'll see when the lane develops. So far, BZM has not skilled Shadow Strike at all. Maybe you just don't do that in this one. Nice steal on the rune.
That is
right in front of him. And with that, with Blink, I think he might just get. He might just get both. Is Moby going back to base?
I mean, what else is he gonna do? Like, nobody is dying on the sidelines. Can't get a bottle refill. This is really bad, though.
Yeah. Okay. Now he lost mid.
Yes.
So beforehand it was a draw, but losing a full wave like this and having to go back is a major, major win for BZM. It's not. We're actually talking probably more than just a wave here. He's going to lose 5 or 6 creeps. Maybe not. He'll arrive for a deny, I think.
Well, the other problem is that BZM can keep the wave sort of in position right now if he sort of wants to. But
Obe also has to buy raindrops, so this is even more gold down the drain. He's going to start losing this lane quite significantly over time. He's currently behind by 400, and that is with the current net worth off the raindrops, which will disappear in 4 screams.
Shards, connection, Skylark, good play by Desire to keep him back and misses one of the rays, but will hit the third. Yuragi tries to punch him down to death, will manage to get that kill, and now the body blocked! Oh, from Puppy! Well played, well played.
Desire's really hungry for this kill. I don't think this is possible.
I mean, he's trying for it, and yeah, realizing, turns it back around. Throws it out, the acorn shot, but there's nothing else left in the tank. Would have loved to be able to pick that one up for Desire, but not able to make it happen.
So far, so good, though, for the 2 side lanes of Alliance. This was what we were talking about.
Zayats.
They needed to have a good start on this, and they will kill Zayats.
Cookie out.
Kadaro will take that one with the Ench. And obviously something coming into play here for those 2 side lanes. We can't forget the 4 bounty runes, right? You're coming to lane with that little bit of advantage. You get the first bracer earlier on your Centaur. Get a little bit of extra juice on the Morphling a little bit faster. And at this level of play, these small advantages can pound relatively fast.
Oh, and that TP in, gonna try and cookie him forward.
He's gonna die!
He just
BZM.
gets brought down. The cookie.
Oh my god, I actually can't believe we just witnessed that. He literally just, with 14 sticks, he just meleeed Shaker.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is such a big mistake.
And now,
oh my god, Kadaro, okay.
He's gonna pop it, turns again, tries to hit. It's enough to finish him off. Need to kill that creep though.
He still had to TP their offlaner in to do this, so Nande will get a full free lane, and in the meantime, Yuragi gets soloed by Skylark. What are we witnessing right now?
I mean, there's a whole lot of scariness. There's some crazy stuff going on. He just stuck around and was there for too long.
We're playing Guess the MMR. Queen of Pain dies to Shaker by meleeing him. This SF gets soloed by Centaur on level 4. All right, well. Okay, then.
Interesting stuff. I mean, when it's all said and done, all these things feel like it's coming out into the favor of Alliance slightly here, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, these couple of kills that arguably shouldn't have happened, they just got 2 back-to-back. The Shaker killing Quap and then the Centaur solo killing SF. And the fact that in order to respond to this kill mid, you TP'd in your Primal Beast meant that Nande got a free wave and a half bottom in the meantime. So I think absolutely advantage Alliance right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, a nice little window for them here to pick this stuff up. I think now 7-minute mark coming in. Last time around, we did see the continued oppression that was going on, able to take away some wisdom runes. Is definitely an opportunity for that here as well, but looks like each team just going to get one of their own. That should get towards an early 6. Mobe, actually, they jump in from BZM, getting aggressive. Again, did not get that second scream off, and
oh, the shards.
It's not quite going to be enough. But
That
they did at least get the Echo Slam.
I mean, that feels really good if you're a Mobe, though.
Yeah.
That was a 3-hero rotation that failed, and Sonic Wave was used as well. So you traded ults. It wasn't just your own that was lost. And, of course, this is what happens when you send so many resources mid. They zone boom out so hard bottom, he has to go back to base. So even more advantage Nande here. Off to a great start on that morph.
Now, I will say that it's still, if I'm looking at the net worth, it's not feeling like a huge advantage as of yet. Is this a situation where you feel like Na'Vi maybe we're hoping to come out further ahead in the laning stage? Or is it just like that, you know, things are going pretty well for Alliance in general?
I think Na'Vi absolutely would have hoped to do better than this, and I think they also should have expected to. But they've been outplayed in a couple of instances here. BZM will have the blink ready and get out. They're really putting on the heat here in mid, though. Mobe, Invis Rune, just walks in and punches him in the gut.
Why not? I mean, Zayats now has to run away, but he's getting chased down. That Dire Wolf did so much damage to him. Desire will eventually go down to this, but
the
finally,
classic carry, the classic 5-man mid-minute hate from Na'Vi.
Requiem double ulti on your mid laner, so they get some retribution.
That's good news for Yuragi. He needed some recovery, and he'll find it mid of all places.
Kadaro ring around the ancient stack,
chaotic.
And he just is gonna laugh as he gets away. Boom! Now gonna take the wrath of the Wild Wing Ripper.
Again, same story as before. Alliance just farming both side lanes while Na'Vi bring 5 heroes mid, so more and more distance being created between the top of the net worth chart and the middling group. If it wasn't for 2 kills there for Yuragi, you would be looking at him on about 3,500, and then you could quickly see the 1k lead in both sides for Alliance. It's a really weird net worth distribution right now. Quap and Shaker are 5th and 6th. You would have thought at least the Queen would be keeping up, but yep, 2 deaths on BZM mid has not been a good start for him.
And Skylark
was try to find a move onto Skylark. No Stampede. He does have Blade Mail, though, so he's actually a pretty tough kill for these two.
I mean, this could definitely end up killing BZM just by trying to do the max damage to him possible.
BZM has also shown a willingness to melee into heroes that you're supposed to not go close to, so I would say, yeah, just stay away.
Fair enough.
Meleeing Centaur is ill-advised most of the time for Queens of Pain.
Well, spots that, hey, you know what? There's an opportunity here. The Echo Slam down, and
nice kill.
when you just like you start flying out because of the Slugger, it's
Slugger is one of the funniest facets they've made.
Zayats kills off that creep. Pulverize used.
It's RO.
And he should be able to just walk away from this one.
Alright,
just stop all that action immediately.
You can really tell that Na'Vi are being pressured hard.
Yeah.
I feel like every single move we've seen in this game, more or less, has been Na'Vi responding to Alliance aggression, with very mixed success as well. Nice illusion rune there from Mobe. Punch will go on to an illusion from Puppy instead.
And just wanting to make something happen, Kadaro's just standing here, gonna TP out now. That is a bold TP. They'll not end up working.
Insane space, though. That's a top tier 1 gone. Skylark is pushing this alone with a siege creep. Nande once again. I mean, what a dream game for Morph, right?
Yeah.
He has barely seen a hero for 5 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is
There's a little bit of presence down bot now from Boom, but it's not like he's going to do anything to this Morph with a very early treads Vlad's. Nande's game is effectively secured already, so now it's a matter of what's he going to do with it. What items is he going to buy? What impact is he going to find in the fights? And this was a genuine concern for the game, was is Morph going to be far enough ahead to not be too worried about the QoP? And I think already I can say with quite a lot of confidence, yes. Because this Dagon for BZM will be probably 3 to 4 minutes later than you would like to see it. So...
One thing that is kind of interesting, though, is that there's very little separation still between Mobe and the QoP.
Yeah.
Now, that might start changing right now because you do have an 11, 12-minute Blink Dagger on Earthshaker that's coming out on the Courier and will be revealed. So maybe you start making some other moves around the map with that.
Absolutely. 12-minute power rune went to Desire. He just grabbed the regen, so... Mobe will not get a bottle refill on that, but... Okay, he'll also not go for the bottom bounty. Kidaro just took that. I guess they really don't want Mobe to get a rune. His teammates are taking all the runes away.
Double Blink Dagger, too. Centaur finishes his. It's a lot of aggression, like last game.
Yep. The difference this time around is... There's not going to be a dagger on Morph.
Stampede, Yuragi found.
He's done.
Yeah, no way to stop this one at all, and they're going to give the kill over to Nande too. So further inflating.
Big gate play.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alliance look very comfortable in this game. Still more pressure mid. Oh my. Okay, good snowball, but can he... Oh, no.
And now he's out. He's in trouble. The overextension and Puppey punishing very readily. Can they find some more now? As they do have Kidaro caught under the pulverize, and that is exactly what they wanted.
Puppey in the right place at the right time. Just full-on baiting that situation. If he doesn't snowball right there and then, they lose that QoP to an Echo plus punch. Enchant Totem. So a nice save. And I believe they also denied the tower, right? Yeah, BZM got the tower deny, so... Navi got everything they wanted there. Very nice defense, despite losing the tower.
And also, that kill further accelerates BZM's Dagon. And like you talked
now he's
about,
getting some distance to the Shake.
Right. Like you talked about, I mean, well, yes, Nande does sort of have like a free path to it here. I still think that for a while in this game, you know, if he's at around this level of HP pool, if she finds him at any point, he will just explode. It's going to need to take some type of smoke play to make that happen, but you would imagine with a player as good as Nande that he'll be adjusting those levels as soon as he sees the Dagon out.
The one upside for Morph this game, when you look at the possible QoP burst, is that there's not a single instant stun on the enemy team. Right. So if you're fast on your fingers and you're anticipating a play, you should, generally speaking, be able to get attribute shift off. The fastest stun the enemy team has would be a Blink Pulverize, but Primal isn't buying Blink for a long time. Snowball is extremely telegraphed, obviously, and the Cookie should be able to react. So it means that the Queen, yeah, you can still burst him. If you Dagon Sonic him from Fog, for example, and he's playing on max Agi, he will die.
Yeah.
But in regular circumstances where he gets time to react, the kill might not be as easy as you would think. Especially, he also has a great healing Lotus.
BZM blinks in, and immediately they blink over him. Skylark finds him. Control is there. Wrecking him out. Tricky Buddies can't get the snowball save in time, but still in trouble. Mobe gets away the shards. It's not quite there. He survives on such little HP. And now Puppey has to back out. They waveform in, find that kill on the Tusk. And Zayac almost gets him, actually. Does they find him? Snipe! No! It's not going to be there in time.
Damn, that was such a clutch Stampede. And the shards just barely missing from Puppey. So they get nothing the way of Na'Vi there.
It's about as bad of a fight as it can start for Na'Vi. Like, QoP blinking in. The only thing is that Shaker didn't immediately jump onto him.
I don't know what BZM was looking for with the blink in either.
Well, TP's out. And wanting to hunt for Skylark, he is down bottom. Drinking buddies, movement, speed, drums,
Okay, they're
pop,
fast.
shards already have used the...
I was looking for with the blink in either.
Well, TP's out. And wanting to hunt for Skylark, he is down bottom. Drinking buddies, movement, speed, drums,
Okay, they're
pop,
fast.
shards already have used the snowball. So no way to get any saves from that, but it might not matter. Desire just looking dead, and you can see once Na'Vi start moving, their lineup looks really scary on the hunt.
Yeah, a little bit of help a buddy syndrome there from the Hoodwink. That was a very avoidable death, but Desire was hoping he could maybe get a clutch Acorn Shot Bushwhack. Instead, he ends up being collateral damage, and they also lose the tower, so Na'Vi get a lot back the other way once again here. And you're right, when the train of Na'Vi is rolling, when they do get to set up these fights, their lineup is very strong. It's all a matter of flow of information here. And having that key vision, Nande is planning to maybe take some Ancients here. He's going to walk into Yuragi. This is going to be really awkward, actually. He knows. He's waiting for Skylark.
And
Stampede.
It's for this chase down over here where it looks like Desire is going to die.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah, Yuragi with that, the lane ward there does everything. He sees the Centaur approaching and he backs off.
Chase, chase, chase. Looking. Needs to get out of there. Won't be able to. They find him. They kill him. Laning stage good for Alliance, but these mid-game moments in this series so far have been where things have started to fall apart.
I mean, if you look at the map right now, this does feel like a large part of it just comes down to superior vision on the side of Na'Vi, right? They have 3 wards out in the lanes, and they avoided the death on Shadow Fiend specifically because of the ward down bottom that saw Centaur approaching to try to kill him together with Morphling. At the same time, they have this top ward that yields a reward there. And all right, Yuragi will be pulled in by a Wild Wing. Nothing much to show for it aside from that. All right, Boom's just in there. This could be dangerous. All right, he's just absolutely screwed, man. That was... He charged into complete darkness to hope to get the rune. It's a big kill. He had a killing spree.
Yeah.
Nande gets a big bounty for that. About 600 gold.
A lot for him.
He is ahead by 2,000 against the Shadow Fiend.
And again, with Manta, with Vlad's got eyes up towards that BKB, I mean, when he is free to run, he is going to really, really tear this squad apart.
Nande has carried a lot of games on this hero. He's a very, very good Morphling player, so that is the good news here for Alliance. I mean, in their comms, it's probably something along the lines of Nande saying, guys, I have really good farm. Just take it easy and let me get there. This definitely feels like the type of game that he could truly just hard carry. Oh, BZM
Jumps in,
find
snowball,
Mobe.
thought he could make something happen with the control, but no chance.
Another good ward.
Yeah.
Giving another good kill.
BKB reveal, Boom backs out. Could think about going in for Desire, but would probably be the death of him. Skylark still in the area. I mean, if he dies now with BKB down, that's pretty bad. They're thinking about going. The hoof stomp's there, but the snowball, and now the chase. Has to back out. Yuragi over in front, seeing Skylark, Blade Mail out, Requiem thought about it, doesn't go yet. Now Boom has it for the control, immediately broken, Stampede turn, now switched over, there's gonna be the cookie on cookie, BZM, Sonic Wave, big hit, gone! Nande out of here, and that is not what you want to see if you are an Alliance fan. They do manage to bring down, again, Desire, this absolute clutch player in the moments where things fall apart, but what a fight for Na'Vi.
Yeah, there was the Quap on Morph action that can happen, right? Hit a full-on clean Sonic Wave Scream Dagon combo on the Morph. And it was a cute attempt there from Nande as well. He turned into the Snapfire, went for the cookie in, but then he got counter-cookied together with one ally by Zayats and set it up perfectly for BZM. That was very easy. You're going to see the replay of it here. So as you said, yeah, this is a bait clearly. Pup is just going to pull him in and snowball save. We're turning this into a fight step by step. And it looks kind of promising for Alliance for a moment when Nande goes in for this cookie play. He feels like he has an option now with the Pulverize down. And there, cookie, and then this. Centaur actually blinked in to the cookie and got stunned, and Nande just 100-0'd.
Yeah, very, very rough stuff. And I think the big thing there, too, able to dodge, feels rough getting caught in that one. It's been a tough one for Skylark in this series.
The other thing, not just able to dodge, they're outnumbered.
Right.
That was without Shaker. It was a 5v4, so Na'Vi win on the raw numbers. And it feels like we're seeing a pattern here in these two games where Alliance do well in the early game, they get off to good lanes, and then you come mid-game, they get a little bit outplayed on the map, they get a little bit outwarded, they take a couple of engagements that don't really favor them. And I really think that's where there's the most room for improvement. If they could somehow just chill out, get to their next key item, Shaker now has the Ags. This would have been such an awesome moment, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is when you want to look for that fight. Now your Shaker is more online. It's debatable whether Axe is the right choice here, to be honest. I think you could make a case for BKB over it first. But either way, you have an item now that makes a really big difference. But question is this a little bit too late now? After Na'Vi found this awesome fight and now they're getting an Aegis, you might have lost your grip on the map. I feel like this is going to be not exactly Nande against the world, but I mean, look at the net worth breakdown, right?
Right.
He's top of the chart, and then the next Alliance heroes are quite far down the list.
And you did mention the ability to switch into the Queen of Pain, how effective that can be in the midst of a team fight. One of the things that I feel like we're sort of noticing, though, is that Quap is waiting to see the morph. And she has the luxury of being able to do that because of the accompanying heroes that are in her draft.
Yep.
Whereas morph is the damage.
It's true. If Alliance want to kill I mean, this changes maybe now a little bit with Mobe with the Axe, that they have new avenues. And I mean, it's also just been a matter of map movements and playing tight and bringing the right heroes and enough heroes to the plays where Nande probably feels a little bit more forced to get something done because the Shaker isn't there doing it for him.
Right.
Now he has the safety of the BKB to do it with, so this is quite different now. It's a different ball game. Aegis on the side of Na'Vi, but Alliance now have a BKB Morph and Axe Shaker.
Desire.
We're still just gonna have an easy little snack here. Actually very lore accurate. Back in the Jurassic ages, the dinosaurs did eat squirrels.
Okay. Good.
TP out from Skylar.
Oh! Wow. Did they eat centaurs?
No, they did not.
That's why it didn't work.
And the reason the squirrels actually survived the meteorites was specifically because they wiped out the dinosaurs.
Okay.
The squirrels were hiding underground. They don't teach you that in school anymore. It's
Listen, can we not get political on this broadcast,
we
please?
focus on other things nowadays than that. But I just think it's important that we keep it educational and
That's
for
good.
the audience. Everybody's here to learn something.
That's right. Dinosaurs, squirrels,
Yeah.
centaurs.
Centaurs never existed.
They didn't?
No.
That's what you think.
Maybe I'm learning something here.
Boom. Pulverizing skeletons. He does not care.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Although there are a couple heroes starting to head down this way. A little squirrel, a little centaur.
Which Dota player do you think would look the best as a centaur?
Ooh. I just always say fly,
Yeah.
no matter what.
It really does come to mind, doesn't it?
Guy doesn't skip leg day.
3K lead for Na'Vi. Aegis in hand for another 2.5. Let's see if they want to put it to any use. Boom, it's going to find Kadaro, but I think it's too late. Yeah, nice TP out. Reads that movement and escapes.
Now force staff done again. A lot of mobility in this one. Trying to get towards the Conda, and it is a completed pipe. So pipe BKB for the Primal. Very defensive build.
Probably the right path to take, though. So much of the Radiant damage is magical, including the carry morph. So there's a lot of value for his team in having this pipe.
See, Skylark, great ward back behind. How many times has that been the difference? Nande realizing the danger, he will retreat. Skylark hanging out in the hot tub, but they find Desire. Snowball over to the far side. Puppy's facing off there, and Skylark does manage to get out. But that should turn us into a situation where this tier 2 tower just falls.
Good job by Alliance to not get caught there, though. They managed to find couple good avenues of escape. But yeah, the tower, done deal. Yuragi's Shadow Fiend is now really closing the gap on the Morph. And as much as we've... Oh, hang on. That's a dead BZ. Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of gold.
Yep.
Nande opens the lead back up.
Yep, just as SF is catching up, Nande just like, hey, I could use 800 gold right now. We'll get it. Yeah, because I was gonna say it's time to start looking at Shadow Fiend against Morph as a matchup as well, right? Because we've talked about Queen of Pain with the burst being able to take out Morph. The Shadow Fiend Morph matchup is kind of interesting too, in the sense that if Morph gets stunned by anything, Shadow Fiend is one of the heaviest single target damage heroes in all of Dota if he just gets to stand and deliver.
Right.
And considering the fact that he has Pike as well, he can use that to burst the Morph in stuns, potentially, under the right circumstances, and keep himself in a safe position as well with the Mom. So, we'll see. Of course, doesn't have to use the Pike that way, can also just stand and press his Mom and just kill the Morph if he's stunned.
Well, and
the
also,
options are there.
The accompanying heroes obviously always make the big difference as well. As far as what's going to end up happening. Puppey sees that he's underneath a ward. Now they spot Desire, laying down more sentries. Desire could de-ward that one, but it's getting a little bit scary. Nande revealed for the moment. And, well, Yuragi comes forward, takes out the Obs.
Yep, Aegis has expired, so we'll see if Alliance fancy their chance. Okay, double TP down here. Skylark.
Stampede wants to run away. BZM.
He could just TP here. He's fine.
Yeah, didn't quite see what was happening in terms of where the rest of this squad was at. This is just about Crimson Guard, though, coming out. Next up is going to be Heaven's Halberd.
Yeah, we've seen this being picked up more and more this tournament. I'm still not... I don't know about you. I'm not sold on this item still.
Yeah.
It's clearly a targeted item against a Shadow Fiend who hasn't bought BKB yet, but that is coming. And then when the BKB is out, how likely are you to find yourself in a situation where you get to walk in and halberd the SF, and it has the major impact? Because if you don't, the item is just kind of meh, right? The other options that we sometimes see Centaurs buy, like let's say something like a Shiva or whatever,
right,
is always reliable. It's always going to do something for you. It makes you tanky, it gives you really good vision in the fight, it's amp for the Morph, etc., etc. So this choice really has to pay off. We also saw Skylark buy this on, I think it was Slardar on day one.
Yeah.
And I was also not impressed in that game, so looking to see if this is going to be a different story.
Well, Crimson is out first, and that one we all like a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to question auras in modern Dota.
Still, the big thing is going to be, where does this next fight take place? Because about that minute mark before Roche is able to respawn, you could end up seeing a rather big engagement, but if you use too many of the big ultis, suddenly you don't have them ready for the Roche fight. The Illusion walks right in and spots Zayats.
Worth keeping in mind, Alliance.
Oh,
this
my
was
God.
what I was just going to say. Morphling has Conda.
Yeah.
The Shaker plus Morph can delete literally any hero, including Primal Beast, off the server in like 2 seconds. So
Puppey doesn't have blink.
Really careful. Yeah, there's no 100% reliable snowball save. Puppey has to be in range to get the drinking buddies off.
Well, Alliance
Good pick.
with a very nice window here where things start to go their direction. BZM is going to show on the wave for a moment, then go for the blink out. Alliance still wanting to control this triangle, deny Na'Vi that area of farm. Have some good wards up on high ground.
Shaker didn't use Echo for that kill on the Primal. They just used a Fissure. So if they were to find Queen, that's where you would love to use that Echo, and it might just happen here.
But he just saw the children get taken on those wards, so he's immediately running away.
That really does feel like a major edge that Na'Vi have had for the majority of this game. It's just these wards are giving them really crucial information a lot of the time. They'll make their own smoke move now. Should have a pretty good idea where Alliance are based on the wave positions and when the Alliance showed last. So they are indeed going to make their way over there. Alliance now also going to show on the bottom wave. And this is a dead giveaway. With Morph all the way over there to the right, they feel like they can walk up the high ground.
Oh, they thought that they were wrapping around. The call says that they think they're coming down the wave and down the lane, but they're actually over here, and they caught sight of Nande for a second. Jump forward, find him. Caught not where he wanted to be, but Skylark still fine for the moment. Now goes for the Stampede. They are all grouped together. They missed the Sonic Wave. Now Nande jumps in, pops the BKB. He's caught on the Smisher spot, and that Echo Slam not doing nearly enough.
Nice
Snowball.
snowball.
Nande dodges it. Force off to the side. Jump forward. BZM gets the silence out, but it's going to die. Kadaro does enough damage, and this Conda, it is starting to ramp up the damage. Boom is gone. Drinking buddies. They stole it, and they have it for themselves. And now the Shadow Fiend, Yuragi, trying to stand tall, does go for a two-shot there, misses uphill on Kadaro. Zayed's down to 4 dead.
All right, Nande God, what a sick fight. The fact that he has the presence of mind there to turn into the Tusk and then dodge the Requiem for himself and one teammate there made all the difference.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to reap the rewards of a full team wipe here unless Puppy can somehow miraculously play his way out of this. That's going to be a no from me, dog. Okay, well, I have been talking up Nande's Morph, and well, he delivers.
Oh yeah.
In a key moment there. That wasn't even that clean from Alliance, honestly. There was a moment or two of hesitation, and the Echo Slam was not great. Puppy went for the first snowball save, and then Mobe wanted to catch them both with the Blink Echo, but only got the Tusk as the other hero did already make it out.
Wow.
But man, Nande coming up huge.
Pretty insane how much he was able to do in that moment. And I mean, much like last game, you lose a fight like that and suddenly use a lot of buildings, although they do lose the Earthshaker.
This is a 5-on-3, and they just lose a core for kind of no reason.
Yeah.
They got a lane and almost 2 full lanes. The melee Rex bot are low. If Alliance kept them, their cool a little bit better there as 5 heroes together, I think they take 2 lanes and disengage cleanly. But Navi do find 1 pick.
Melee Rex bottom is still alive. That's pretty huge. If that's able to regen back up, which I think it will be, you suddenly, I mean, you're still feeling pretty bad for Navi, but Alliance, unfortunate there.
And now Nande has a swift blink. So hey, now they do have a blink on Morph.
There you go.
Yeah. This feels like a one-fight game now. BZM has already blinked. Oh, they didn't get the stop. Nice save from Boom.
Damage out. Do they have enough? Nande, they blink after him. BZM in some trouble, but immediately they jump in with Boom. He's just trying to right-click the Morph. Not sure if that's going to be enough. TP out, not going to happen. The cookie is going to miss, and Nande, he survives through it. They do not have the damage for this Morph lane, and guess what? That means he can keep chasing you out of him with reckless abandonment. This Morph is way too good. That is 4 dead with no buyback.
Game over, man. Yeah, GG.
Woo,
the
buddy.
2 blinks, the swift blink and turning into the quap for the blink. He could just chase for days there. And yeah. This is one of Alliance's best heroes, the Nande Morph. They bring it out in an important game, and he makes it work. We've seen this in, I believe it might have been the series against Falcons, actually. I think Nande also kind of schooled them on more number 1 from 1956, from the British boy band called Sun Tzu.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, lesser known fact there. They were inspired by him, of course. This should be a first blood for Navi.
Dun 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 dun. No!
Fairy fire.
They go down. That was some interesting sounds that came out of my mouth. I don't regret it, but I'm sorry.
I don't regret it, but I'm sorry is a very, I usually cast with Trent kind of thing to say. Very Canadian inspired.
That's right, Trent. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay, so off to the races. First blood for Navi. They get the killing blow on Zayats on the Rubik. I think this is one of the best 4s in Dota to get first blood on, because Rubik benefits extremely much from getting Arcane Boots at a good timing. So I think Navi are going to be pretty happy about that. A hero we haven't seen that much this tournament, the Rubik. Should be fun to watch. I guess in terms of steals, this isn't the most obvious game. I guess the best spell probably all game is Disruption, if I had to pick one. So look out for Zayats to look to grab that later down the line.
It could be pretty nice for him. A good way to save and reset. Should also mention the Promulgate, which is definitely how that one goes.
I think you and Slack should take a reading course together.
Shadow
Probably
Demon.
be good for you.
It seems like it could be a nice little way to get burst, particularly if Nande goes for the Conda. You know, this disseminate into immediate, like, they lose a huge percentage of their HP. Somebody might just die in like a one-shot. Could be kind of cool.
And if there's something Alliance have, it's burst.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. Uh-oh, Skylark taking some serious hits here. Yeah, Gyro Clockwork is a very strong lane. And this would be, I feel like, the first time in the tournament that Skylark and Desire would lose their Centaur Hoodwink lane. That would bode very, very well for Na'Vi if they're off to a good start down here and they can win this one. So far, so good. Gyro 8 and 5 against Centaur 3 and 1. And yeah, this lane, Clock Gyro, when both heroes hit level 3, talk about insanely scaling abilities. Getting level 2 Rocket Barrage and level 2 Battery Assault. Nobody survives that. So definitely got to be very careful with the positioning down there as Alliance. And in the mid lane, I want to say, I think this is Mobe's best hero.
Okay.
Tiny. I think it's the one he impresses on the most. He's playing against BZM's Earth Spirit. This should be a pretty even lane overall. But I don't think it would be unfair to say that this series has not been Mobe's best so far. So in the most important and deciding game here, putting him onto his Tiny just for comfort might inspire some confidence here in Alliance.
I will also
Definitely
say that
watch.
if we think back to that last game, though, it was a couple of his moves early on, being able to kill. Oh, Yuragi goes down. We will not lose our Centaur
never mind.
Hoodwink
It is
lane.
impossible to beat Desire and Skylark in this lane, apparently. Puppy might be forced to use the Lotus. I think he really doesn't want to, but this... Yep, there you go. Has to against the...
Does he even live?
the tree bounce trick shot. He will survive, but I mean, this is super awkward.
Yeah.
He's going to healing salve. He's going to spend the cogs, spend mana on that. He's going to spend time, and yeah, he will return to the lane, but definitely not ideal here. So laning stage for Alliance looking quite healthy once more. And Nande's also getting very good farm on the Luna early on.
What I was mentioning, though, there as well was that BZM, I think, last game really needs to kind of shake that off. And just switching to an entirely different hero, I feel like would be solid. There were a couple of pretty big mess-ups by the Quap early on. And I feel like Earth Spirit is one of his other heroes he's most comfortable on.
Yeah, the thing for me personally that has me a little bit concerned here is that I think this is one of his most polarizing heroes in terms of performance. He has games on Earth Spirit where it looks like he's the best player in the world, and then he has others where he's randomly rolling into the enemy tier 3. Which one will it be? And in a way, I kind of can't believe I'm saying this, because you go back half a year or 3/4 of a year when OG were doing better, and I thought BZM was playing exceptionally well, and he just hit a slump. That's just what it was. Toward the end of that previous OG roster, BZM was playing a lot worse than his potential. And I think he's starting to warm up a little bit more here in Na'Vi, but this is a hero that you can get a little bit into your own head on as well. Earth Spirit is very all or nothing. In a lot of situations, you're committing, you're really going for it, and if your judgment calls are wrong, the punishment is usually quite severe.
Well, and they also have pretty good heroes to punish with, right? You've got this Centaur that can pop the Stampede later on to make sure that you get your buddy out of trouble. And then, of course, like an Avatos combination could suddenly be the death of him. Kadaro in trouble now, although Nande is going to take this time just to try and farm up the, well, boars, and that means that now Nande is committed and does manage to find the kill on Desire. Will come at the cost of not Nande's life. Wait. Oh, the bird hit the creep instead.
He's actually gonna live.
That is crazy.
He gets a mini salve here from Kidaro. Does not have his own tangos though, so he's still gonna play the lane with half health.
Skylark standing in the battery assault while Yuragi is off to the side. Full block off by Puppy and really tearing into that Centaur. But yeah, that top lane, I mean, Luna being able to survive through that and get the kill, really huge window, and further ahead than Yuragi by a good margin.
Level 6 picked up by MOUZ first in the mid, but now BZM gets it as well, and the supports are rotating for the 6-minute rune. Actually intercepts the rolling boulder, but is not going to be able to go and try to take the rune away from Zayed, so BZM will get it. He didn't bottle it, though. Bit of a mistake there from him.
And Desire gets the bushwhack, but not able to stop the kill, so Puppey takes him down as we're approaching the 7-minute mark.
I can't remember the last time I saw a mid-player pick up a rune without their bottle. He had it in the backpack.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. That's not
Zayed
boding well.
specifically leaves it for him. He's like, thank you, I'll just take that. And then he uses it to walk over and hit a creep and get no charges on his bottle. So, bit of a blunder there. But as you said, they do find the kill on Desire, so not all that bad with the overall rotation from Na'Vi. Wisdom rune time. Nobody interested in doing any shenanigans. Should be a fair trade.
And BZM gonna grab that wave mid as Nande also looking to take a pull, but you can see interrupted. Boom, starting to pick up speed on this Beastmaster. Feeling much better about his game compared to where we saw him last time around. Not that it was terrible, but this is a really good Beastmaster game, it feels like.
Top tower is under attack.
Puppey comes on through the gate. That ward would see any extra movements that come this direction. We'll see if they can catch Nande. Stampede down bottom. You leave this gyrocopter alone, and immediately they're onto him. Counterplay comes in, and now Nande hoping to get away, but the avalanche from MOUZ. Puppey chasing, wanting to find him, and with the battery assault, it's enough for the kill. Kadaro now in trouble. They get the helm of the Dominator creep and manage to take down the carrion support.
This is going to be a big, big Beastmaster. Those 2 extra kills. Boom, well ahead on the net worth. Magnetized down bot. Get Skylark as well.
And on the MOUZ, gonna sort of whittle him down bit by bit. Uragi in the area. Not gonna be able to chase out from here. And in fact, if he's not careful, could take even more damage.
Yeah, MOUZ is playing the Soul Ring mid tiny, so he has mana to go basically all the time. And MOUZ, learning from the mistakes of BZM, will successfully refill his bottle here with the help of the Shadow Demon.
So 2,000 gold lead for Na'Vi, but still very much in the skirmishing part of the game. I think the biggest thing I'm worried about is seeing Uragi's farm. And,
well, it's not getting better like this.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Puppey now also. Kadaro gets level 6 off this. Gonna throw out a rocket flare, try and back away. A 4th stack of poison would have done it.
Hitting.
Kadaro can't quite
Got
get
that
him.
one. He might hit a 5th before he's through. He's dead.
Bam.
First game win.
So Kadaro making good things happen here. And I mean, we talked in the break room about the Shadow Demon and Hoodwink support combination. They're making it look pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of those, when you play double range support duo, a lot of the time just inherently that archetype of hero might not look like the best duo in the meta. We see a lot of melee 5s such as the Clockwork or Tusk, etc. But when you combine them with the right kinds of heroes, when your offlaner is a Centaur and your mid is a Tiny, these range supports offer some really solid utility. Shadow Demon, oh, hang on, Puppey again. Disruption. They probably can't commit for this. Not enough mana for the sharpshooter. So, yeah, when you combine these heroes, you get a save, you get a ton of kill potential. So, as long as they're playing around the right heroes, I think this duo can be very, very powerful.
Well, and I mean, you see the last hits and eyes, how good it's looking for Luna, but at the same time,
Centaur in.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep on finding kill after kill. Gyrocopter, this is not the way you want to
actually
go.
completing the TP here.
Puppey hits it. Roar now. Boom shows up, says fine, we'll battle.
Huh. Well, it ended up working out because Puppey found that hook shot, so they do get the kill on the SD, but giving up the top area on Beastmaster when you're this farmed is... I'm not sure if that's the right play call here from Boom, considering he could have just kept playing top and got super farmed. Now instead, because he TP'd bot, you have to bring Uragi's Gyro up there, who, mind you, is level 5 minute 11.
Yeah.
He's having an extremely rough run. Nande's almost level 9 on the Luna. So Beastmaster right now is absolutely, make no mistake, the complete win condition for OG, or excuse me, OG, I just saw BZM's name here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. For the side of Na'Vi.
I can't almost keep calling him Secret, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's like 3 teams in one here. We get a free pass a couple of times, I'm sure.
Well, but for sure, the net worths right now, I mean, you can clearly see that's just taking over the Beastmaster, the way he's moving around this map, making these pressure plays happen. And it looks like they're going to go for another
If
jaunt.
they could find Nande here, that would be big. Just try to slow down this Luna, who's getting so far ahead of Gyro. And, well, would you look at that? He gets spotted, but he's out, I think.
BZM rolls, doesn't get to the high ground. And Alliance have fully responded to this.
Arguably maybe a little bit of over-rotation defensively there with the Tiny coming in as well, but better safe than sorry, I suppose. And they're going to turn it into their own smoke, so a little bit of a hybrid move, so to speak, defensive into offensive. They will find Puppy.
Have it, Ava, toss, out, damage, not enough for the kill, and now Kadaro's in no man's land. They will kill off that Shadow Demon, also stealing Shadow Poison.
I think they didn't get the Ava toss bonus there.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a misplay.
It's weird with the Hoodwink, right? Like, wanted to toss.
Okay, he'll get him round 2. No?
Apparently not. Hook shot.
Oh my god, if he lives here. Oh, wow.
I mean, they're also collapsing on him now. Puppy is living.
He's still not dead.
God, he's still living. And, well, Mobe might be too, actually. Toss on in.
Stolen toss.
And Yoragi right on top. BZM still wanting to chase, not fully able to. He's off to the side. Kick everything off the mark there. But Nande goes down solo to Boom. And they do find the Tiny. Now magnetized down. Tossing him over to the side. Skylark there. A good hit with the bushwhack and everything else. It's enough to kill BZM. This battle started so long ago, but it's actually kind of working for Alliance. They're going to toss Zayats away, now looking to chase him down. A lot of illusions created, but they... Oh, how did that not hit?
It was too short.
Wow.
He thought Zayats wasn't as far into the trees, but the trick shot!
Oh, God! He barely gets away.
That was close. All right, well, there's a lot of different stuff happening on the map here. I don't know. Boom solo killing the Luna is obviously the hugest kill of them all. Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised by how little damage it feels like the Tiny is doing with these tosses. Maybe Mobe himself. It looks like he's expecting heroes to die and they're just not dying.
Yeah.
In these situations.
Well, this tier 2 tower up top, that one is going to die.
Yep. The biggest thing, Boom opted to only get the Helm of the Dom. He didn't finish off the Overlord, but rather went for the very fast pipe.
Okay.
And now he's going back for the Overlord, so... If a team fight were to break out, I think Na'Vi will feel very comfortable playing around this pipe right now. And they might even look for it themselves as they smoke up. Cross down toward the bottom right.
And smoke, chase out. Kadaro throwing a lot of poison to see if they can find anybody there, but no real luck with it. They will scout the gate, which now I think briefly showed Skylark, and yeah, they come through. And also a battle over here. Nande, Kadaro, they're onto him. Stolen avalanche. They get the lift back. Kadaro's still in trouble. BZM wants to kill Nande. Can reapply Magnetize here on top of him, and that immediately now turns into Eclipse. The Avatos. BZM. He had the idea. Unfortunately, it was not.
I love your eternal optimism. I'm going to say that was not the role, but you're right. He had the idea.
Yes.
He had the idea of a good roll, but he did a bad roll. Which is unfortunate, well, because a good roll would have been better.
His facet is ready to roll, so
yeah,
any roll is a good roll.
That is just not how a game works. But nice heads-up play from Nande. He realized the Blade Mail was on cooldown from Earth Spirit, so he could just instantly turn on him with the Eclipse. If Blade Mail is ready there, Nande will die to his own ult. So he was obviously waiting for the right moment opportunity to get that punish. And it helps quite a lot, especially considering Puppey did find the kill on the Centaur off screen, so a little bit of a return there for Alliance, and this game stays very even. Currently, still, the big winner is Boom on the Beastmaster.
You know, Puppey said in the interview that he felt like he didn't care that much about this matchup, but holy moly is he having a good game. I feel like he has been one of the standouts, making these plays happen and finding the pickoffs there. Got that kill onto Skylark as he came right through the gate.
I don't think Puppey cares very much about the specific matchup, but I'll tell you one thing, he cares about winning.
Yeah.
He will always bring out his best performance when it matters the most, and well, this is a good game to do well in, because if you do win this one, you're through to top 8. You don't have to worry about the elimination game coming up tomorrow. And again, we don't know the exact draw of what teams you face, but I don't know if the teams do either. And there's, you know, in this 2-2 bracket, some teams I would say have looked better than others.
Yeah. And
some matchups might be significantly better for you than others, and you just don't have to be concerned about it at all. Just win today, Forehead, and then you're good. Kadaro, Disruption, and dead.
I know what's coming right here. So we'll be able to take out that Shadow Demon very rapidly. Is a Wisdom Rune still over on the Radiant side, but Boom, you can see, ready to walk in and take down Roche. And it looks like actually eyeing up just completely foregoing the Helm of the Overlord and going into Blink.
Yeah. I would say quite unusual for this patch. We've seen basically every Beastmaster rush Overlord, but not only did he get the pipe, but he doesn't even want the Overlord in general.
Yeah.
That is indeed quite interesting here.
I mean, it's still good enough to take down Roche, most definitely, so stuff starting to feel good there. You can see on the side of Alliance, no thought at all of coming to contest Roche. And their main thing that it looks like they're trying to do now is cut some waves, get that farm up, wait for their timings. You do have Manta on the way, and I think delivered for Luna.
Yep. And he's looking for BKB into Conda, pretty standard stuff. Very good against Gyro as well. You want to just take advantage of your high range bursts and whittle him down over time and win the fight that way.
BZM the one.
Very even game.
So opting to let him roll in and make stuff happen. Speaking of which, Puppey, Kadaro's right there. They spot him. Hook shot used and catching, looking for the kill. BZM shows up. They ensure that one, and now finding more. Luna is caught. Boom is right there, and oh man, Nande going down here is pretty rough for the side of Alliance. Gonna pop the clips immediately taken and stolen by the Rubik.
That's better than not, or that's worse than not using it there for sure. He just kills himself in a blade mail and gives Syats the spell.
Ooh.
Avalanche onto the ground. Was hoping to find Uragi there, was Mobe, but unsuccessful. Now he's almost going to walk into him, but not quite.
I mean, what's funny that if he walks up, they probably get kills with TPs. Instead, he goes back for the creep wave. The true carry player. Obviously, no way he could have known that, but as we approach the 20-minute mark, Na'Vi, the ones in a little bit more control at the moment. Can they maintain that, though?
We see this time as well a change up from Desire to his previous Hoodwink games, where he focused a lot more on like Atos, Force Staff, etc. This time it's a straight Maelstrom rush, so feels like the mindset for him here is I want to scale and be a threat later on. Hang on.
Eclipse.
Science.
Does he go for it? TP out?
Disruption.
And the Blade Mail death. So in the end, does not end up mattering, the Eclipse steal. But with this first Aegis, Na'Vi mainly looking to try and sort of push Alliance around a little bit across the map.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you put the Aegis on your Earth Spirit, that kind of sends a message of, hey, we want to fight you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just roll in, and I'm going to be a sponge, and then we'll build something around it, but Navi haven't really found too many big opportunities specifically because of the Aegis, but Puppey, hook shot.
Finds him, pulls him in, and now the roll forward.
Manta? No Manta?
Not Manting, does
right,
it now with the Stampede, okay. That works, stomp onto 2. Boom. I mean, he's kind of alone here now. Needs to be careful. They already pop the ulti. Now Avalanche toss back. Gets up real close, turns, tries to kill off the Luna. Not gonna happen. BZM kicks Skylark away.
That's massive.
Roll out.
The fact that I don't know what the exact communication was like there for the side of Alliance, but Nande holding his Manta that long. I thought he was going to Manta way earlier. But effectively, holding it that long baited Navi in just long enough that reinforcements could arrive and they could turn it around.
What can you do?
And they get a couple of really nice kills there, especially the Beastmaster is extremely valuable. And that last hit did go to Desire, who ended the streak. So how much gold did he get for that? I want to say about 700 for that Beast kill.
It's really nice.
Will be a BKB coming out now for BZM. Should give him a lot more freedom to get in and stick in the fight.
And immediately they'll go.
Will take the first Tormentor of the game.
Desire has to run away for a moment. Ooh, disruption.
Desire will get the Hunter's Boomerang for free.
Very nice for him.
It's actually kind of interesting together with the Luna and the Tiny. The amp here is quite powerful. The 20% incoming spell damage amp allows Tiny to potentially find kills he wouldn't otherwise do when they're boomeranged. So worth keeping an eye on that.
I will say that also the other thing that's been interesting about this is that it's been like a couple gank squad moves from Navi, but they're very much still staying separate across the map, trying to maximize their farm, and they kind of get burned by that in the last little engagement that happens, right? Like, they show up with 2, it's not quite enough to bring down the Luna cleanly, and then you stampede them out. We'll see if they start changing that and bringing in more heroes to the fight. For now,
Skylark really wanted to pick the flowers.
And well, he is going to stampede. Puppey
Shot.
finds it perfect. So stampede down, and Skylark far away from anything happy.
He actually did a ton of damage, my god. He got 3 heroes to half.
Yeah.
In that. Look at the fight recap. The classic, I got 3-man ganked and did 4,200 damage.
Oh my god.
And you guys did 3k. But hey, they had more bodies.
Fighting into Blade Mail, but they'll get that. Tormentor, and now Puppey has a shard for himself too.
Nice little jetpack to get stuck in his own base with. Very good. He'll fly out again. All right.
As has happened often, it feels like, between these two teams. The no-rush 20-minute coming to an end now. And these next couple of fights around the second Roche are where a lot of the game tends to get decided. Puppey has a Vanguard, and now he has a hook shot. Found Mobe. Roar is there, and this Tiny going down. That is not the kill that Alliance were hoping would happen there.
Yeah, they don't really have too much info on the map right now, so he's kind of playing in the dark out there and gets spotted, gets hook shot. Nice and easy kill, so. It is, however, I mean, Alliance are still farming the map quite well. So if you bleed a hero here or there, that can be okay as long as you're finding farm on the right heroes. Kedaro will be cogged and will be killed. So that's another one they bleed out.
Get him before he's able to go for the imprisonment in there, and can see Boom gets a quick blink away before anybody else comes in and finds him. Now they also are going through the gate. He's in trouble. Desire, toss back, Boom got him. Easy bring down.
All right, now they're bleeding a little bit much.
Yeah.
It feels like. The first kill was like, okay, it's not great. Tiny got caught out, bit of a mistake. Then Shadow Demon gets caught, and then Hoodwink gets caught. A couple of free ones here for the side of Navi. It still does feel like, despite finding a couple of kills here and there and this game being very even, it does feel like this is going to ultimately become a carry showdown.
Yeah.
Largely. And In that equation, the Luna is ahead by 2,000 against the Gyro, so she'll probably stay ahead by an item for a while. Okay, they're really in for Skylark here.
Full commit, still half HP. Hook shot onto Nande, but he's still dead on that center. BKB pops. Nande wanting to find something. Puppey gets the Glimmer Cape in the walkaway, and now they gotta back out.
Got out. That was next to the tier 2, and that was a 10-second dive on a Centaur. And no counterplay mounted there by Alliance. You would have thought maybe Mobe could get in there and get a toss save or even set up a couple of kills, but yeah, I feel like that was a hit and run that was very risky for Na'Vi, but to get away with it.
I mean, all these heroes are really hard to kill on Na'Vi, right?
That was next to the tier 2, and that was a 10-second dive on a Centaur. And no counterplay mounted there by Alliance. You would have thought maybe Mobe could get in there and get a toss save or even set up a couple of kills, but yeah, I feel like that was a hit and run that was very risky for Na'Vi, but to get away with it.
I mean, all these heroes are really hard to kill on Na'Vi, right? You've got your freaking Rubik with the Glimmer Cape, Puppey as a Vanguard. It's not easy to kill him.
Yeah, he almost has a Crimson, my goodness. He's getting farmed on that clock.
Dire are scanning.
Kidaro gonna walk in again.
Another death. Pulled forward. And it's going to be encapsulated in pain and also stolen disruption now.
That's the big one. I think Zayats will just play without spell steal for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah.
This spell is just way too good in this game to give up for basically, unless you find like a really clutch Stampede Steal or Eclipse, just hold that disruption.
Yeah.
Anybody gets initiated on by a Centaur, you save them. Anybody gets initiated on by the tiny combo, get them out of trouble and turn the fight around.
Or if they're stampeding to try and
Skylark gets
escape.
found. Another one.
Disrupt them there too.
One after the other. Alliance are just losing heroes. Woodwing cannot save him.
It takes a long time, but eventually Skylark does go down. And I mean, Roche is up if they want, but you can also just take some towers.
I mean, it also begs the question, what are Alliance waiting for? Do they feel like they're incapable of fighting them right now? Is there, like, maybe they're just like, all right, guys, take it easy. We're getting BKB Tiny, we're getting Kanda Luna, and we're getting the Gleipnir on Hoodwink, and then we fight. I mean, maybe that's the idea. It's cost them a couple of kills here and there to get these items, but then they better put them to use, right?
Oh, yeah.
If they just keep farming to farm more.
Well, the other thing that they are also going to have is the Crimson Guard on Centaur, but he ends up dying right there.
Yeah,
they're actually going to get it around the same time as Puppey, which, I mean, it's a tough one.
I guess you could argue it's more important. Oh, hang on.
Kadaro dead. Or maybe not. Toss, hook shot back in onto both of them, and a roll out, get away, and now Yuragi shows up. Kadaro, disruption, trying to keep this Tiny alive, but I don't know if they're going to... Well, the BKB TP out.
Roar just came off cooldown.
That hurts.
That
one hurts.
He didn't have it ready when he started BKB TPing. So that timing could not have been any better for the side of Na'Vi. Yeah, about the Crimson Guards, you can't help but feel like the Alliance one should be a little bit stronger, arguably, specifically because a ton of the damage from Alliance is just Spell Burst, and on the other side, the Conda from Luna will pierce through a lot of the protection from the Crimson, whereas the Gyro's Flak Cannon will be largely blocked.
Yes.
So with both teams getting that item, I do want to give Alliance a little bit more advantage by having this in their hands, but ultimately, it doesn't really feel like it's so much down to items, more so map movements, where Na'Vi just outplaying them. They're just finding the better moves, they keep finding additional picks. It feels like it's been a while since Alliance have had anything go their way here. That was Mobe's BKB reveal to little effect.
The other thing that I'm realizing they can also do is disrupt Nande. Did see that right there from Zayat. So creating some Luna illusions, forcing out the little shield.
Yep.
Wrap around though. If they can find a good initiation, get this backline, whether it's the Rubik, kill him at the start, would be a pretty big win. But ships in the night, they're going to pass by each other.
Uh-oh. BZM. BZM rolled in.
They see him immediately.
Oh my goodness.
That is the kill that you want.
Yeah,
Alliance
now they're gonna just
looking
hunt
for
them.
more. Going in, but the cogs block them off.
In the
Puppy.
famous words of Loda, get the fuck out, Dad. And they will all get out. I believe the only dad on Navi's team actually Puppy. And he also does escape.
Well, that's
a big kill. This could be Roche for Alliance. If they feel confident, they don't know that Earth Spirit doesn't have buyback here, but they could poke to try to get the information and they would realize it pretty quickly, and they're going to do just that.
If you can force the buyback, that's a good thing from their point of view as well, and that's not going to come out. So Nande, Skylark start to take this one down. They're going to hold the high ground.
Good position from Mobe. Now Kidaro needs to not get caught in the middle of nowhere.
Can they win this 4v5? They just now get the Crimson Guard. Looking for it, Roar immediately onto the Shadow Demon, trying to blow him up in time. Will it be enough damage? They try and kill him, but no! And now Nande, he gets the Aegis. They are in there on Navi. They take down Kidaro. Can they go for more? Nande already low. They stole Shadow Demon ulti, actually. So SD ulti ready. Backing with Rubik already dead, doesn't end up mattering. Mobe pops the BKB, turns to fight. BZM right on top of this Luna now. And as the Magnetize starts to hit onto all of them, it's way too much damage. They lose Boom. Nande still burning down to BZM. A triple kill for BZM. Looks for more, finds it, yes! And Ultra, he came back to life and just unleashed hell upon them.
Nande held his BKB really long there in the Luna. He popped it at like 20% after letting BZM completely overwhelm him with all of his spells, and not enough to sustain with just the Mask of Madness. That's a Satanic, it's a different story, but we're not quite there yet. And yeah, as you said, Navi do end up clenching out a win here. It's a very close fight. But ultimately, I believe Nande used Eclipse to finish Roche. So this is not a part of the fight here. I think he gets a couple of beams onto Puppy and that's it. Kidaro gets caught off first. He buys back, but the connection point is so far away.
Yes.
He has to TP to the tier 2. This is just flat out positional advantage by virtue of this being a Radiant Roche. Earth Spirit connects way faster than the Shadow Demon does. And look here how much damage Nande is taking before BKBing. Now he does. 20%. He really let BZM connect on the Magnetize, on a roll, on a kick, the whole shebang before he BKB'd. Now Desire gets caught. And sure, you got the Roche, but I think Navi are pretty comfortable now. They got so many kills in this exchange overall. And I guess overall, another concern you have for the side of Alliance here is Tiny. Where's the scaling? You know, this hero has the potential to assassinate heroes really fast with a Conda, but it's not even close.
No.
Like he's looking at half of Phylactery right now, minute 33. Easily the lowest net worth core. He almost has the same net worth as Puppy on the 5 clock.
Hook shot only saved because of those illusions
Toss
being
back.
sent out. Maybe an opportunity to kill Puppy there, but it doesn't look like it. Puppy's walking away. Meanwhile, BZM is in, finding Magnetize onto 3. They kill off the Clockwork, but the bigger kills are the cores. Now, as I say that, maybe it's the other cores that are the problem. Kick back onto Nande.
Nice play
Done.
for BZM.
Triple kill for BZM, and now on high ground, it's building time.
Another situation where Nande just disrespects BZM by not BKBing or manting that roll. And it costs him his life. He just gets kicked completely out of position. Can pop his BKB in the middle of 4 heroes, doesn't matter. They hit way too hard. The Gyro of Yuragi with the Beastmaster next to him can kill any hero in the matter of seconds.
And 70 seconds, no Luna. Look at how much damage they can get done.
This is easily 2 lanes. I'm not sure what Nande's buying back for here either. I mean, maybe you defend a lane of barracks here, but...
I mean, you have to kill the creeps. You got to try and slow this down if you can at all. Alliance, thinking back to that game 1, they can't just let their entire base go down. They hit for the moment, and now Skylark pulled for Yuragi.
Oh, big
takes a lot of damage. He's going to go down. Just barely they able to bring him down. Now Boom chased out. Nande buys back to take the fight. They don't quite manage to get him. Where's the toss? They find it, though. Skylark there with the stun, and that is enough to kill off Zayat. Still, it's a painful, painful buyback.
Yeah, okay, if you're going to get a couple kills on your way out, it's worth it. I thought that buyback wasn't even going to help, but They were able to find 2 picks. They, unfortunately for Alliance, they did not manage to get Boom, but they got a couple of others. Still very, very nice sequence from Na'Vi, getting 2 lanes of barracks. They're in very firm control of the game. 4 minutes until the earliest Roche respawn is quite a long time to have to wait if you want to ensure that, but the question is, based on how this game is played so far, if you just keep playing aggressively on the side of Na'Vi and playing together, dare I say, it just feels like a matter of time before Alliance has their next slip-up.
Yeah.
Like, there's just been so many individual kills where step by step Na'Vi just find more and more heroes with the Clockwork, with the Earth Spirit, just out of position.
Well, some of it too is like you've been talking about, this warding. You see a lot of Alliance underneath a Radiant ward. They're all backing up and passing under it right now. When you get this much vision on the map, it's really hard to play the game cleanly. I
mean, arguably it's a bit criminal that they killed 2 enemy heroes, flushed them entirely out of the map, and then they still didn't counter or clear their own triangle. Like, this has to be cleared now. If you don't have any sentries left, you have to buy a gem. But he can't afford it on Kidaro, and I guess... Okay, they can't afford the gem on either support, and they have no sentries, so this is actually kind of awkward. Kidaro has 1 sentry left.
I mean, and like, you know, all of the other heroes feel like it's imperative that they get their items.
I think they can't buy gem on anyone else. I mean, maybe Skylark could buy it. He's going Ags, by the way, on that Centaur.
I mean, if you're buying Ags on Centaur, then maybe you get, Rapier or Luna. And that is maybe one way that you can find yourself back into this game.
For sure. I mean, in comparison with game number 1, this time they actually still have barracks left.
Yeah.
So it's a better outlook than that time of getting a YOLO item. And at that time, of course, it was the Dragon Knight. I would say Luna is a significantly better rapier carrier, especially with Kondo.
This patch, I feel also like I've been more impressed by Lunas than Gyrocopters when we get to the super late game scenario.
That's fair. I would agree with that. Generally also easier to be impressed by a hero that has another 300 damage than the other one.
Fair.
So, I don't think Gyro's going to buy Rapier of his own, but...
Very close now. Sold the Wraith Band, just needs 1 more camp, and that will probably be the Rapier done.
He can afford it already.
Oh, okay.
It's only 5,600 nowadays.
Is that it?
The one place where inflation has not struck.
Man, I gotta buy Rapier.
It's in the Dota Secret Shop where everything is on discount. Boom.
Boom.
Good reaction.
Out. Now they see. Now they see.
Not just
you can't die. You can't die like that. Not like that. Disruption. Save. When he gets out, he needs everything. All the damage in the world. Pops the BKB. Turns
that is all the damage in the world, all right?
The Clockwork comes in and shuts it down. GG is called. That ward. That freaking